Ladies and gentlemen, this is G1, aka Earth, going live with my partner Sky, coming live to you from the Gorilla Studios. We have some late breaking news in regards to a few topics that are ravishing the news industry right now, and we needed you to come live with us so you can understand what to look for and what to pay attention to. Once again, welcome to the next episode of Hot Topics by Earth and Sky. I'm your man Earth, and that's my man. Yeah. Hey man, look, we having fun, but at the same time, it ain't funny. It ain't funny what they doing to us right now, bro. Look, they've got some topics that we had to talk about, man. Now, you know that there's been some sweeping talks that we've been having lately in regards to jab or no jab, jab wars, and as well the latest things that have been happening with that whole situation. Well, now lately, they have actually, New York, as of August 6th, will be implementing not only the fact that municipal city workers have to now be mandatorily vaxxed, mandatory, it's a mandate that's come through. Once again, that's the key word, mandate has come through to where now you have to be vaxxed or you will have to be swabbed,
Weekly.
brain swabbed weekly. Okay, brain swab. We're gonna call that one because they
You're
stick it
still catching a jab. It's still a jab. You getting jabbed in your brain.
right. That's all they doing is jabbing your brain. So what's the difference? You know what I'm saying? It's swabbing your cerebrum. You know, and look, I don't know. How do you want it? Like Tupac said, "How do you want it?
You know what I'm
How
saying?
does it feel?"
How does it feel? You know what I'm saying? How does it feel? Get your brain jabbed once a week. Bam.
Wow. So, so, so Mayor De Blasio has stated that it will be a mandate. And here's the thing. They're saying he's not doing enough. I don't know what else you want the man to do. Like this dude is already imposing some sanctions that now are about to start coming down on us, the humans of this world. And on top of that, um, they're taking their cue kind of from Europe. Now, you know, when they say Europe, they're really talking about Britain. So let's not get twisted. We already know that this is coming from Mother on high. So, with that being the case, what is the next course of action? Many ask. Do you work? Do you not work? This is a further division in regards, this is the next step to the vax wars. We talked about this. I posted this on one of my threads, and when I tell you it was like kicking over the hornet's nest, I was able to walk through because I didn't get stung. Why? Because I got my mind made up. Come on, get into it. That's right. So, you know, and I'm just telling you, Sky. When I tell you that this is happening real time, it will be further implemented fully by September 13th, around the time that everybody's in school. And they did that purposely because even though it's not mandated, that people on children under 12
They want your children.
they want your children. They want them. They're gonna get them. They're gonna gobble them up. More children. They already doing it. You don't know what you're eating at McDonald's. Baby me. You just don't know anymore.
Ooh.
Was that a breakfast sandwich? Was that a sausage biscuit? Okay.
Was that a horse horse sandwich? They've done it before, people. Some of y'all ain't old enough to remember when McDonald's went through hell for serving thoroughbred.
Why do you think they started with the 100% beef campaign?
Oh,
All right, so that's the hamburgers. But what about the sandwiches, the breakfast sandwiches? All right, look, I'm not even going to go down McDonald's. We got time for them later. Anyways, so Sky, go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are on this topic. What's happening?
well, New York for so long was the leader on a lot of things, and then all of a sudden they just completely fell off, right? So I mean, you wanted entertainment, was New York. You wanted this, it was New York. You wanted fashion, it was New York, right?
Right.
So then New York completely fell off. California took that spot, literally took that spot. And then California lost the grip.
What's side?
And then you had places, then you had ATL blew up hardcore. I mean, completely blew up nationwide.
East up,
You know what
eight
I'm saying?
down.
You had H-Town come out of nowhere. So New York kind of felt left out, right? So now New York wants to try to be the new guinea pigs of America with the largest metropolitan populace, all packed in like a bunch of pack rats, right? So now you have no choice. Look, back when everything first cracked off, I told people, I'm like, look here, man. I'm not affected because I was an essential worker at the time. So I'm still moving around the country. It's just me and the truckers on the highway. That's it, right? And I told people, New York right now, back then I said this, was like Escape from New York. And I kind of felt like Snake Plissken. Like I could get in, I had to get the president or the briefcase. If I didn't get the president, I at least had to get the briefcase. Because that's what I felt like every time I went in and out the city, right? So now for them to come out with this mandatory mandate, bro, you want to see the fur rise on a whole bunch of NY realists. Yeah, fur's about to rise. It's about to stand up on the back of people's neck, because what you're doing now is you're imposing one's will.
Yep.
Now, normally you might actually get away with it because there's so much going on in the world that people just comply. But people are now becoming numb,
bro,
to this whole thing. And it's like they're getting to the point where, you know what? I just don't care anymore. Like the song says, I don't care anymore. Good old Phil Collins. I don't care no more.
Oh, whoa.
And people, to piggyback off the Phil Collins, I can feel it coming in the air tonight. Hold on. You heard? It's coming. And there's nothing. Oh, bruh. And there's really nothing that can be done except for the people actually start to wake up and stand up, get up, stand up.
Come on.
Stand up for your rights.
It's coming. Coming.
So we quoting all types of songs this morning, people, because I'm in that type of mood.
Right.
But it's all fun and games until, of course, you're made to jab.
Right.
And you're getting jabbed either way.
Yep.
Either way, your brain's getting jabbed, your arm's getting jabbed. It really doesn't matter. So now you have to ask yourself, what's your livelihood like? Do you have that side hustle? Do you have a digital storefront? Can you actually wait it out? Can you actually stand up? Yep. I mean, New York literally is trying to do something that no one else in the country is trying to do. Understandable. Other places are like, look, we're mandating the mask. Put the mask back on. I don't care if you're indoors, outdoors. To go as far as saying that, like, any indoor events, you gotta be vaxxed.
Have to be. Gym,
really?
Restaurants, concerts, functions, events, bar mitzvahs. I mean, bruh, here's my thing, right? And then they're still asking you, they're mandating, did you still wear a mask on the inside? Can somebody help me to understand? Why are we getting the jab?
Compliance, Earth, it's compliance. Okay, look,
okay,
we were taught
that makes sense.
Kids,
that makes sense.
You have to pee, so you have to damn near pee yourself until the teacher says you can go to the bathroom. Right. You've been doing the pee-pee dance for 5 to 10 minutes, but the teacher just didn't feel like letting you go, because once the seal gets broken, every student in the class wants to go pee.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, so we're taught compliance at a young age, and literally we're taught compliance throughout the educational process, which is the actual reason why it existed, because they really ain't teaching you shit. Let's keep that real. And it's gotten worse. The books haven't been rewritten. Kids are reading the same books we read. Dude, we've been out of high school for almost 30 years.
How many editions have been revamped? All they're doing is changing a couple of words and calling it a new edition.
Bingo.
I
Bingo.
don't mean Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike. Damn it.
Because that's a better new edition than the new editions that they're adding to these books, man.
Hello.
So now we're faced with what you're gonna do. What are you going to do, New Yorkers? This is that time. Being a native New Yorker myself, now is that time for New Yorkers to stand up. I mean, stand up. Because if you don't, you will be the first of many. So if you really want to be the first of something, be the first state to say, you can take this jab and shove it. And I ain't talking about just like the shot. I'm talking about the shot in the nose. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Mind you, if you've already got the jab, you're not safe either. Because guess what? As these variants come, because it's like the flu, people,
Right.
as they come, you're going to continue to have to catch jabs. When are you going to get tired of getting jabbed?
At
I mean,
least
let's keep it real.
at least 2 per year. You're talking about at least 2 per year. But here's the thing, right? This is my thing. This is my thing, right? If they start with one, they got you to do it. It's kind of like that date. You know, if I can just get you to let me into the house, all right, after the date. And now that you let me into the house after the date,
Uh-oh.
if I can just get a drink, if we can just have
Ooh.
together after the date,
Little libations.
a little libations, and if we could just kind of, maybe sit on the couch and talk a little while. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just a little relaxation. So we go from enter to libations to relaxation, and if I could just just have a quick kiss, just a little quick peck. Just let me get a quick peck
To
on,
some
on the
quick, to some quick fortification.
yeah, just where does it stop at? You know, you know where it stops at? Do you know where it stops at?
Where's the
The
stop?
walk of shame. Because
Yeah.
the next day, after you let them jab you up and do everything else to you, that walk of shame is gonna be like, Bray. I don't know. I'm not calling it zombies. I'm just saying, but it's gonna be bad. The walk of shame is gonna be bad.
They
Let's
just
just call it that.
it's being forced again, people. We don't have any issue with the fact if you get jabbed or you don't get jabbed. It's
It's
all
your
about
choice.
personal choice.
Totally your choice.
But at the end of the day, when you are forced to be jabbed because you need to feed your family, that's not a choice. Actually, you do have a choice still. See, they make your choice harder because it's like, okay, either I take your money, and we do live in a capitalist society. It ain't like back in the day when like the neighborhood could team together and you know what I'm saying? If we all lost our jobs, we was all still gonna eat because everybody was helping everybody out. It
Right.
ain't like that no more.
Right.
So now it's like either you possibly lose this or you go against your choice. So they're making the choice harder again, still giving you a choice. So people, you still have a choice. You can do it or not do it. But know that if you don't, you will be ostracized. You will be the new redheaded stepchild of your job, of your
Yep.
community.
Yep.
Quick side note, they just released the other day that they found the least vaccinated team in the NFL. Why do you publicize this? Here's why they publicize this because basically it's guilt. They're going to guilt the players of that team
Yep.
to do it. The staff have no choice, but the players do. Although the
Right.
players are the ones making the billions for these billionaire owners, but
Hello.
that they have a choice. Do they really have a choice? Do you really? So, New
Get
Yorkers,
them
you're the
slaves
first.
vaccinated. Get them slaves vaccinated so we can make sure that you know what I'm saying, that the farm is safe. You know what I'm saying? So when they picking, we don't have to worry about slaves falling out because of the pickings. You're
And
right.
you notice you're not hearing any players associations tripping. None. You know what I'm saying? Not a nan nutter.
Not a
And
nan. Not a,
And perfect timing. Why? Because it's NBA free agency, right? And everybody's talking about, oh, the Lakers got this guy and the Heat got this guy. And people are literally not paying attention that you're about to get snatched up into some things that you might not want to get snatched up in. And by the time you actually realize what the hell's going on, your livelihood has already been compromised. And
Right.
then at that point, it's too late for you because you've made no other plans. You have no other options but to comply because you feel fear. They're trying to put the fear in you to make you do what they want you to do, not what you want to do. Again, people, personal choice, free will. That's what it's about here on the planet Earth.
Now, here's the one thing I've noticed, right? The one thing I've noticed is I can now tell who's been jabbed and who hasn't been jabbed. I can literally tell because the ones who are pressing for the jab are the ones who have already been jabbed. Now, it's something in them, maybe the jab, I don't know, but it's something in them that is causing them to, now that they have bought in with the jab, like literally it is like I told you about the situation that happened with me and my dad. On the thread yesterday, on the thread that I was on yesterday, I mean literally, they were acting like, oh, you want a damn. I'm like, hold on, wait a second. Before this, we was brohams. We was so Gucci, we was beyond Gucci. You know,
Civil War. Civil War.
and now, you know what it made me feel like? I'm gonna tell you what it made me feel like. When gang banging was introduced to my neighborhood in Washington State. Over the summer, cats left eighth grade. By the time we were at ninth grade, you had these old dudes wearing red, these old dudes wearing blue, and neither the twins shall meet. And some of them was cousins. You said Civil War. Perfect example. Brother against brother. Why? Because, my woman, she's from the north. My woman, she's from the south. And my home's, man, look, I they start calling names. I was called an alien yesterday.
Look, that's a blessing, bro. I'd have been like, damn right, salute you,
Yeah.
because I'm foreign to all the fuck shit that's going on right now.
But that's why I didn't take offense. I didn't take offense, but it was just the fact that I'm like, wow, you got to revert there, because my whole thing is, when choice is no longer an option, what are we talking about at this point? It's line up, take your shot, take your bowl of soup, and take your loaf of bread, and that's all you guys get for the day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the next step.
That, that, you're describing a place with bars on it, bro. That's what you're describing.
you
Just
know,
saying.
I mean, look, it was everything that I seen in the scariest old school movies of 1984, and all these little movies where the European ages, when it was dark, where people were lining up to get a shot, get a loaf of bread, dude. Come on, I mean, seriously, bro. I mean, like, this is the Great Depression, when everybody was lined up miles along the line just to stay in line all day for what? I mean,
City
I
blocks is long, people. If you ain't never been in the city, yo, you could be on a block that's literally damn near a half mile long, if not longer, and you just there.
damn.
Wait.
See, I don't. Here's the thing: everybody who has not been jabbed, I can tell them, because they're not the ones pressing the issue.
Mm.
They're the ones that are like, hey, man, free choice. What you got to do for your family is what you got to do for your family. That's their stance on everything. That's my stance. That's been everybody's stance who has not been jabbed. But the people who've been jabbed, oh, they want to come with the facts. They want to come with these facts. Well, this, that, and the third. They want to hit you and bombard you. This guy asked me the other day, right? He says, like I was going to turn in a letter at my old apartment. And this dude was walking around. He's like, if they got a drop box in here? So I rolled down the window. I rolled down the window. He said, if they got a drop box here? I'm like, no, from my knowledge, they don't. I said, normally I just slide it through the crack in the door, and they get it the next day. And he says, and so he's like, so then the next thing he says, out of nowhere, he says, man, I just don't get it with these people that don't get the shot. I said, where the hell did this come from?
Look, it's the topic of the day. People feel comfortable in talking about it in any which way because of the fact that it is the topic of the day. You know what I mean? And see, this is where we're at, people. We're at a critical mass stage, okay? There are those who have now been jabbed or took the jab who are now starting to get upset that you're forcing it on others. So they took it willingly and openly will admit to you, I took it willingly. It was my choice. I chose to take it. But then they're like, wait a minute. You mean you're going to force my buddy Bill here to get the jab? He doesn't want the jab. He's still my boy. I'm riding with him. I took it because I wanted to take it. He's cool with me taking it because it's my body, right? Well, he's not cool with taking it, but you're making him take it. So this is where the critical mass is at right now. You're going to now get those who haven't taken the jab. And some of those who have gotten jabbed, who are now like, look, I don't want my kids. I'm an adult, but I don't want you jabbing up my kids. Ooh. See, here's a group of people that nobody's really talking about in this whole thing that are going to make a large difference.
Preach, Pastor, preach.
Women.
Ooh.
Because basically now you're about to start to talk about messing with the cubs.
Yep.
Now, you don't mess with Mama Bear's cubs. You can mess with Mama Bear all you want to. You can come at her with everything you got under the sun, and she gonna die to protect them cubs. Know that. We are no different. Hell, on ESPN showed this young lady, dude, a bear came up out the woods and was messing with her furry children, her dogs. This chick literally, without hesitation, ran up on the bear that was on her fence and was like, let's go. Mess with I'm grabbing my, yeah.
What, did she grab? I think she grabbed like a stick or something and started beating the bear.
She went in. She went in without hesitation.
Over some dogs.
Mind you, those are her furry children. So just imagine what these women are going to actually do. Now, I'm telling y'all, if y'all think I'm playing, we are in the matriarchal cycle. Y'all keep playing, and you're about to find out the hard way. Because, dude, I'm going to tell you, these moms is not going to have it. And these are moms who got the jab. And they're like, not my children. It's just not going to happen. But guess what? That's the group that nobody's talking about that I think is going to be the tip in this critical mass.
Okay, so we understand what's going on right now. It's time to start paying attention. Hey, we're just here reporting. Once again, we don't have any stake in the game. We're just reporting. That's all we're doing here live at Gorilla Studios and back in our remote location, undisclosed location. We don't tell you about it because it's for certain reasons. But the whole point is, this is a topic that needs paying attention to. Why? Because what New York starts trickles down throughout the rest of the nation. And
California's next. Texas is going to try to hold out. But shit didn't go into hell when Texas complies, because Texas wants to be its own country again.
Right. And Texas, matter of fact, I'll even say this: when Texas and Florida, before it's all over, Texas is going to be its own country. Just watch what I tell you. But before it's all over, Texas, when you see Texas and Florida go down, because Florida's fighting the hardest too. They're not complying with nothing.
Florida's got the highest rate in the country right now. The highest. They're breaking their own records by the day. and people are steadily flocking to the state of Florida. The Sunshine State is getting it in. They're
Because
getting it in.
when I was down, bro, listen what I'm about to tell you. I was just in Florida last month. When I tell you that if you close your eyes, if you walked out, if you were new to the nation, if you were new to the planet, you would not have known there was anything going on.
Nothing.
Besides some extra hand sanitizers in different places, you would have never known. Mickey was still on parade with Donald and Goofy and Minnie waving. You know what I'm saying? It was just a hunky-dory time. You would have never known. Restaurants wide open, business as usual. Never known. So when you see Florida go down and you see Texas go down and you see Cali go down, that is the Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, you've got your four major states. At that point, everybody else, get down or lay down. State property.
Come on. He would state property over you.
Love my man Beans. Love him.
So now while we on the topic of New York, Ooh,
I know where you're going with this one, Earth.
While we're on the topic of New York and sex, because let's talk about your governor of New York, Governor Cuomo. Governor far from, well, I ain't gonna go that route.
You mean me, your boy, Tony Two Touch,
right? Hey, look. I was saying Cuomo, and I was about to go somewhere else, but I said, then I thought about it. I said, I want to get little baby. So let me. So yeah, this dude, man. This dude is trying to beat out Bill Cosby from what people are saying. This dude has had formal. Have they brought the formal charges against him yet?
They're coming. I would put it this way. Now that Biden voiced in,
yeah,
they're coming very quickly.
Well, see, I was going to save that part of it, but let's go ahead and chime in because that was the next thing. And of course, it was a woman asking the questions, right? Because, she was speaking for all womankind. So only a woman could have asked that question because a man would have been insensitive to ask that question. So a woman asked the question, Mr. Biden and blah, 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 Governor Cuomo, and what do you think? And do you stand behind your words? And Joe doubled down and said, yes, I believe he should resign. But then when she asked him, well, do you think, what did she say? And if he doesn't resign, what do you think should happen then? Do you think he should be impeached? He says, well, let's not get ahead of ourselves. What does that mean to you?
Easy. Here's what that means to me. Again, I think the man's an android anyway. Every time you see him, he's got a new face. But anyway, that's what that was. That was like the Wi-Fi went low, and like the program spoke out of turn.
Right.
Like, he should have given the second reply first.
Right.
But didn't. So now all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, he should resign. And then it was just like the person doing it, they were like, oh damn, they caught me slipping.
Right.
And then they had to go ahead and put the code in, a new code in, so that way he answered it properly. Like, damn, she caught me slipping. Yeah, they caught the programmer slipping. Slipping. Because now all of a sudden you've got an issue. He has come out and said he should. Now that's the topic of the day.
Yep.
Cuomo needs to go. The people of New York State, Ben said that. So now you've got the truth about him coming out, which basically, they got,
come on.
They got Bill. And now they're going to get Andrew Cuomo. Oh, and look, this was a slap on the hand. Just like they did to Clinton. Bill was getting too big for his britches, thinking that he created the internet with his boy Al Gore. Yeah, okay. Look, Bill was doing his nasty.
Yep.
Since he was in Arkansas.
Come on.
Okay. So they knew about this the whole time. Which what?
Sex, money, and murder with
There
Bill.
you go. That was their way to silence him. And they did their job. So now you've got Governor Cuomo, who wants to make a run at the title. He wants to be the leader of the free world. And they're like, oh, bro, listen here. You getting a little too big for your britches, bro. You saw what we did to Bill, and you think you're immune?
Right.
Dude, half them chicks that we sent them chicks to you. What, you thought you that good looking with your muscle? Wannabe Vince McMahon wannabe. And now all of a sudden, he thinks he got game.
Right.
He's about to be shown how much game he's really got. Now, mind you, this is just a character assassination.
That's
just
it.
like Bill, Cuomo will be fine at the end of the day. But right now, they have to literally put him through the fire right now.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Because he didn't listen. If he just would have slowed his roll and watched his tone, he'd have been fine. But then you've got this mandates. So now he's pissing off not only the people of his state, but his constituents. So they coming for that head, bro. They coming. And there's not too much he's going to be able to do about it. Not too much. Because the people are going to be like, I'm not getting jabbed up. You're not stabbing my brain every week. Weekly? Dude, you're only supposed to... Here, look, here's the science behind that shit. You're only supposed to get that once. There is a seal up in here, people. A seal. You're not supposed to break that seal consistently because when it heals, it's a membrane. When it heals itself, it's not supposed to be broken.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So when that seal is broken repeatedly, it will no longer eat.
Come on now.
So
like
it's about to get interesting.
The body. Like anything else in the body, when you repeatedly damage it, it will heal to the extent that it's allowed to heal. That's it. Keep breaking the same arm twice. That motherfucker gonna be bent back, you know what I'm saying, all kinds of ways, and that's just the way it's gonna heal. Because that's the only way that it can heal. So I totally get that. Now, this dude right here, man, is now I heard it on one cast that this was the lesser of two evils to be charged with, or about to go up and face the sexual allegations in regards to facing something that would have affected the whole populace for the elderly in those homes that were being harmed. So, I'm not sure. I'm trying to find out the information on that before I really speak on it. That's why I've been really kind of quiet on it. But they say because it would have possibly bankrupted New York if all these elderly people who were being harmed and damaged.
Oh, the nursing homes?
Yes.
Oh, but they popping up. They're not popping up nursing homes. They're popping up nursing towers. Towers everywhere. And the ones that were there back in the day are being torn down for bigger ones, and they're popping up all over upstate New York. All over upstate New York. Old people are just, look, we just shipping your ass to upstate New York.
Right.
Plenty of country up there, tons of space. So that overpopulation, hot garbage again is hot garbage. Plenty of space, and they popping them up. You want to talk about big money? You want to make big money? Buy you some land, build you a facility, and tell the state, trust me, you'll be packed in a day. I guarantee it. I used to work in one. And literally people would be shipped out. They would be rented patients to fill hospital beds. So the hospital could be full so they can make some more money. And then you know what they do after the weekend was over?
What's that?
They ship them back to the nursing home. These are people with problems. These are elderly people. And you're just taking them from one environment to the next environment, exposing them to who knows what. All for this, people, for the love of money.
Have you seen the movie called We Care?
Oh, no, but it sounds like a goodie.
Oh, my goodness. I think it was on Netflix. If you get a chance, I know you got the stick. if you get a chance, look up a movie called We Care, and it was good. It was good, but it shows you the underbelly of how America does its elderly, and you wonder why they don't respect this country.
Dude, it's guaranteed money. See, they realize the boomers have no advocates and they're not up on the technology. So they're the easiest to bamboozle, hoodwink, and run amok and led astray. Think about it. Think about it. We are the only country who takes their elderly and locks them up in a jail, basically. The only ones. In other countries, the elderly come home to live with the oldest or the youngest or whoever could help. And
Right.
guess what the rest of the family does? They all rally around the family
Because
with a
that's the
pocket
culture.
full of shells.
Right.
a little rage against the machine for you this morning.
I
We
heard
don't rally
I
around the
heard that.
family. You know
I
what I'm
heard
saying?
that. I'm like, oh wow, he went there. But you're right. You're right. I mean, that is exactly what they're talking about. I mean, here, this culture, man, is not really as family oriented. Because when you look at it, right, here's what you'll see. And here's the nuclear American family. Okay. The nuclear American family is father, mother, son, daughter, dog,
Meow.
cat. But guess where but the only time you see the elderlies are the elders. Let me call them not elderly, the elders. The only time you see the elders is separated. We're going to visit grandma. We're going to visit grandpa. We're going to visit grandma and grandpa. Like they're not even a part of the family. They're just some distant memory. You see what I'm saying?
Extended. They've made
So
them extended.
yeah,
They've taken that knowledge. Think about it. No
yeah.
different than what was done to the Native American Indians back in the day. They realized that they couldn't technically
Negroes.
wipe them out. Thank you. Thank you. They couldn't wipe them out. So basically, what they did was they said, look, they got old people. That's the knowledge, that's the wisdom. So we're going to take them out first. Then we're going to take the men out second. And we're going to do it by giving them blankets with smallpox on it. Now, people, if you don't know your history, you're doomed to repeat it. So gets to learning if you don't already know.
Already.
So again, all that left were a few warriors, a bunch of boys, and a whole lot of women and small children. Easy pickings at that point. Easy pickings. So what's happening now? You're getting rid of the knowledge, and you're taking that knowledge and locking it away so that way now I can medicate the knowledge. So when little Bobby and Susie go to visit grandma and grandpa in the nursing home, they're so doped up that they can't pass on any wisdom, any knowledge. So now you're going to have to read a story that's not real. It's been fabricated. There's a little bit of truth in it,
Just
but
enough.
you won't get the real from grandma and grandpa because they lived it. They're going to tell you the things that weren't in books. They're going to tell you what really went down. But they're highly sedated right now because basically, she was having some really bad night last night. So,
yeah.
I mean, I've worked in nursing homes when I was younger, in dietary. So I would go to the rooms and bring them their food and have them people want to be heard so much. And they
We got a little freeze up here.
would tell factual events. I researched them like, damn, he wasn't playing. But the separation, when will us people of this country understand that everything that is done with a plan? Everything that is done purposefully. There is no happenstance in life at all, but everything is going to script. And to separate us again from our elders is something that's been done since the country was founded.
Yep.
quote unquote founded, although the indigenous peoples
was already here. So to steer it back to your man, Como, because he might as well put him in a coma, because your man is trying to lock it down for real. This dude right here is about to get the business. They about to give him the business. Will he
You got to
recover?
make an example.
Yeah.
They're going to make an example of him.
Oh yeah. Because believe it or not, even though it's not called a Me Too movement as it used to be, there's still it's just like these quote unquote viruses. They're morphing into something else. So this situation has now morphed into something else. So it's definitely something we're going to be watching here at Earth and Sky. It just came out the other day, so that's why we made it a hot topic to talk about, because we definitely feel like there's going to be a lot more to come from this one, and we're going to keep it going. Hot Takes is in the movement right now, and the next thing that I wanted to steer our conversation to, since we got about another 20 minutes at the max that I want to kind of, get this wrapped up. But there have now been 4 out of 4 officers, which pretty much were responsible, so they say, and as stopping the insurrection on January 6th at the nation's capital. All 4 are now dead.
By how? Tell them how.
By suicide. What were they drinking? Did they make a suicide pact? Did they sit down one night like little girls around a campfire and say, you know what? We're going to make this pact.
They were waiting for the Hale Bob comic. They was hanging out with Jim Jones, bro. They was hanging out with Jim Jones. Motherfuckers drank the Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid. Drink the Kool-Aid.
Drink.
How? Gotta say this. How do 4 officers suicide themselves?
Well, I mean, I can tell you how that happens. Look, man, when you're low on the totem pole and you know too much information, your ass got to die. Let's just keep that 1,000. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I ain't gonna pussyfoot it. I ain't gonna beat around the damn bush. Hell no. Going in. And basically, that's what happens. It's like, look, they knew the real, and they started feeling some type of way about it. They started to get in their feelings. And every so often when they make the call, like the Manchurian Candidate, but this time, guess what? It didn't work. And they glitched. And they said, I'm about to, and they said, oh no, you're not. We got the remedy for you.
Right.
Think about it. Like he said, 4. All 4. Now look, suicide is suicide. It happens every day, and it's a sad thing that it does. You see what I'm saying? It really is. But again, these people make a choice when it's their choice. I don't think this was their choice. Listen. I really don't. They just knew too much and was like, look, if the truth about this really gets out, Houston, we're going to have a problem. But see, guess what, Houston? I'm about to tell you something. We all watched the footage. Go back, watch the footage, people. These individuals were standing there letting them through. They weren't fighting them. They weren't like, yo, we about to go in on y'all. If y'all gonna kill us, you're gonna kill us, but we are not gonna let you storm the castle. These dudes was moving out the way, opening doors, smoking cigarettes, taking selfies with dudes.
They were better yet, them on.
They were holding cameras while taking pictures. Like, you want me to take a picture for you? I got you.
So my point is, were these just rogue cops who were doing their job? Or And I mean, usually when you talk about a rogue cop, that's the
Oh.
rogue cop is doing. A rogue cop is usually the back in the day is the one that actually is doing what he's not supposed to be doing. He's a rogue cop. Remember that was a term, the catchphrase they used to call him? He was a rogue cop. He went by himself. He went on his own thing. He did his own thing. He is not a part of this department. And well, obviously now rogue cop is taken on and morphed into a new limelight, which is to do the right thing, to be the cop who goes against the blue line, that crosses over the blue line on the benefit of the principles in which the whole policing system was based off of. So, that being the case, were these guys going rogue and doing what they were supposed to do while everyone else was, please come on in. Please go to Nancy Pelosi's desk. And if you get a chance, drop a deuce. Thank you. Please take a picture. Please go ahead and put the Confederate flag in a building that has never been graced by the Confederate flag before. Let's go ahead. Come on. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to make sense of all of these different things, because what they want to do to me, since I'm a black man and I love the culture of hip hop, they want to actually say, well, you should be focused on the baby because he made some comments that were considered something else other than polite to people who are of a different uh, uh, sexuality, sexual preference. No, that was the distraction. This fourth cop is now gone. And in any of the things that I've read, I've not understood how they were killed
Do you look? Do you
or
think it's
how they died.
over?
How they
Look,
died.
do
Let me say
you
that.
think it's over? No,
Mm.
no, not
You
at all.
become
Not at all. Like, so y'all let it go too far. Like y'all knew the script, but y'all let it go too far. But you said to just let. Nah. We gave y'all set directive, and you didn't follow set directive. You know
mm.
what happens to soldiers who don't follow set directives in militaristic communities?
What happens?
Your ass gets lined up in the firing squad for all to see. And basically, look, a lot of things are done. Most things are done. Let's keep this 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000.
1,000.
Most things are done, and all things are done pretty much in certain spheres. They're ritualistic.
Mm.
Look, you gotta sacrifice something to get something, right?
I gotta
I
leave.
don't care if you're fighting a good fight. You still gotta sacrifice time, your personal time away from family, time away from friends, time away from your job, time for making money, time to make money. Something's gotta go. So it's awfully weird that four people just all of a sudden decide to go off themselves. Really? Like you said, I'd be different if they were all together, and then at least you could make the easier sell that it was a suicide pact, and these dudes just couldn't believe what had happened, and it sat so ill in their soul that they just went ahead and did the Jim Jones and drank the Kool-Aid.
That would have
You know
been that.
what?
That
That's
would have been
viable. You can
right.
buy that.
Right.
But I'm
Right.
selling. I'm selling it was suicide. I'm selling it, bro. I'm selling it. You can have it back.
I you mean to tell me four trained officers? Now, I don't know if you've seen Chadwick Boseman's one of his last movies, 21 Bridges.
Oh, 21 Brit bomb movie.
Okay.
Bomb
So
movie. And I'm gonna tell you, that's facts in the city.
now 21 Bridges. The one thing that they do, and maybe this is the cop thing. Maybe this is the cop thing where because I don't think they get pension if they commit suicide.
No,
They don't get pension if they
no,
commit
they have to
suicide.
die. They have to either one, die on the job, or two, finish out their flow.
Right. Okay. So with these guys, it's a double disgrace to actually commit suicide, but it's like a respected honor, as it was shown in this movie, to like, here, I'm going to slide you this. You know what to do. And I'm going to leave you to your decision making abilities. And that's usually the way cops play it. So here, I think here's what I think we really have if we take a chance to explore this is a deeper dive behind the blue line, behind the shield, into the culture of policing on a totally different level.
I can definitely see that. I could definitely. Well, I mean, there have been, especially when everything was going on, when like it was like the end thing of the day was like indigenous folks was just coming up missing, and it was happening on TV and it was happening live and direct.
Right.
It was said then that like, look, if you look at all these other countries, they're trained differently. Like it takes you some time to get through. It's not like you're just pushed through for a warm body. You're psychologically tested, physically tested, then psychologically tested again, and still physically tested. The training has nothing to do with being able to draw faster than somebody else. The training is to disarm. The training is to be able. Now, mind you, I get it. Every situation is different. But how many times have you seen, and I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with y'all listeners. Yep, you see this. I don't have to tell you what hue that is. Why is it that, and y'all, for those of you who know me, like I'm out there starting shit, right? But why is it that a hand is on a holster when you roll up on the kid and you ram my license plate and find nothing?
Mm.
Nothing. Zero. But yet and still, hand on holster, ready, ready for the business. Really, people? Really? Like it'd be different if like I had a whole bunch of priors that was longer than your arm, and yeah, I've got some violent history. So you have to think about the mentality, the psyche of this. And that's major because at that point, again, like the military, you went in one person, you got out a completely different person.
Yep.
Whether you realize it or not in the now moment, you did. Because you're going to realize that later on in life, which is why the problems start coming in. Why? Because programs stop running.
Yep.
And then it's that lost feeling of what the hell am I doing? Why am I here?
Right.
Now the lashing out. Now, after the fact, PTSD kicks in to the point where like people's is off in their families, they're doing erratic things. So it like you hit a very good point because it's much deeper than what we see. It's much deeper than what we know. And it really needs to be looked at because look, again, these are the people who protect and service. You see what
Protection,
I'm saying? But then again,
service,
it goes deeper. It goes deeper.
much deeper.
It goes into the medical profession. It definitely goes into our political
Yep.
atmosphere.
Yep.
So
Yep. Exactly.
again, the psychological indoctrination into a lot of these things are something that nobody's talking about, which really needs to be the topic of discussion. Seriously, I'm just saying.
So my whole thing was, okay, now that we've got 4 officers, I guess it was touted that there was 4 of them that did something different, like the dream team of policing, and now here we go. We've got to figure out what's the next phase of what's going on. Why is there house cleaning? How much more do we have to wait for some more truths to come out in order to kind of really get a good, clear picture of what's going on? See, this is why you have to understand, people. Earth and sky are here to point out the different things that would otherwise flow over you while you're being distracted by who's going to the Lakers, while you're being distracted by what the newest movie is, while you're being distracted by, oh, this is what this rapper said. This is what this actress did. Oh, did you see what they wore at the red carpet? See, all of these things, right? All of these things are like a sheet of paper, right? And that sheet of paper will prevent you from seeing anything. But when you start poking holes in that sheet of paper, the light comes through and you start seeing that there's something going on the other side. That's what earth and sky is bringing to you. Sky, because as soon as the clouds break, or as the clouds begin to break, you can start seeing the light come through, and it's going to start shining and opening up some light and shining some light on the situation. And earth, because when that light comes through, it now sparks something, growth, growth. So that's why the two together are imperative. See, this earth and sky thing is even deep to us. You see what I'm saying? After 20 years, this is even deep to us because we're now realizing, whoa, our purpose was even greater than we thought. Our conversation was even greater than we thought. We've been practicing these conversations. We've been practicing looking at things from a couple of different perspectives. You know what I'm saying? Me in the more grounded way, him in the more spiritual, esoteric way, and me in a spiritual, esoteric way, and him in the more grounded way. So we can give perceptions on both sides, So this is amazing stuff that you guys are getting. And you have to, if nothing else, don't take our word for this. We research this stuff with us. Today, we didn't get into any of the links because this was a hot take and we wanted to just get to the business at hand. But we wanted to let you know this is still Earth and Sky Interactive.
Oh
And
yeah.
and you will have the opportunity to start seeing some of the different things that we're bringing to you. Now, if you're one of those people that didn't get to this until, months after, hey, it's on you. But at least now you're looking back to see where we're at now. Because now, if you're one of those people who are just now catching up on us, and this is your first time looking at us, and this is later on down the line, way after we made this particular show, I welcome you to understand where our brain process is at in the now moment that you're experiencing this. See, we don't just talk here. We're in the future. We're in the past. Time is not linear to us.
Everywhere present.
Everywhere we're present, talking to you as if it's the now moment. Come on.
Gotta love technology for that.
Gotta love it. You gotta love it. Sky, did you want to hit him with anything before we close out for the day, brother?
Well, parting shot, take, call it what you want to. Basically, people, now is the time for you to wake up to your truth. Wake up to that feeling that you get right there. Let this go for a minute. Let this go for a minute. Because, see, this is getting a lot of people in trouble.
Lots.
What are you feeling? It's okay to feel. This is not the movie Equilibrium, and you will not go to the Tetragrammaton for sense crimes. I promise you. I promise you, you won't.
Not yet.
So if you don't wake up, you will, and this will be Equilibrium all day.
All day.
So, I mean, now's that time, people. Now is that time. That's all I can. That's all I got for him, man. Because I mean, it's about the choice. It's about the choice. What you got?
We have one option and one option alone, and that's to critically think. Things that are being presented to us are being presented to us in a shape, form, and fashion to where they're hitting all of our senses. They're hitting all of our areas of life. They're causing us to have to make hard, tough choices. Do we stay? Do we leave? Do we make this a mass exodus and sit back and watch from afar as our family goes down in a flame asunder because they weren't able to make the same escape that we made? It's now time to start critically thinking. You're going to get pulled in a polarization to one side or the other. The best place to stay is on the line, because on one side or the other is not really an option. See, you must be now invisible with your feelings because emotions are only going to get you hurt.
They'll
Earth
be
and
used
sky.
against you. They'll be used against you.
Earth and sky unite. My Rilla, thank you for another great show, man. Thank you for this hot take. Thank you for doing everything that we do, man. I'll look for the post, and we can get it going so the rest of the world can see it.
You know the drill. You know how we get down, people.
Yes,
You know how we get down. Y'all have a blessed and, of course, a Go-Rilla Wednesday.
A Go-Rilla Wednesday. Thank you for coming out to Earth and Sky Hot Takes. Let's go.
Peace.
Peace.